Should I be worried about you?
About me? Of course not. You should be worried about you.
You're not gonna attack me or something, are you?
Attack you? Why would I do your job for you? You already do it so well, and with such elegance. It's almost an art form.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, the romanticizing of the ex, the Messiah syndrome, this need to see yourself as the magnanimous savior at tragedy that only exists in your head, not out of kindness, but so your own biography seems more dramatic. The wasted precious time, the emotional dependency disguised as virtue, and my personal favorite, your false humility, which is actually the purest, foulest vanity. I don't need to do anything. You are an expert at destroying yourself, all while applauding your own maturity.
And what's with the ridiculous mask? I just expected a little more effort on your part.
Effort. You confused performance with power. My appearance isn't meant to please you. It's meant to disarm you. The evil you expect, the monster with horns and fire, is an easy enemy. He allows you to fight, to feel like a hero. But the evil that sits across from you, dressed as an equal, speaking calmly, that evil invites you to agree with it. It doesn't attack your walls. It opens the door from the inside. It's a much more effective strategy, don't you think?
I can see your hungry eyes through that cliché mask.
I can have normal eyes if you want, but it'll confuse your audience. They say we look a bit alike. Deep down, every human being has a pair of eyes like these. Most just pretend they don't.
Keep them however you want. I don't care. Why are you helping me?
Helping you? What a misguided word. I'm not helping you. I'm amusing myself at your expense. It's quite different. And the most delicious part is that you are so used to being disrespected that you interpret anyone giving you attention as help. It's the logic of the underground man. It's better to be noticed for your humiliation than to live in complete invisibility. Your vanity prefers pain over the void.
You don't know anything about me.
And is that why you still defend your ex?
She's not making fun of me.
Of course not. In your head, she couldn't, because in your narrative, you are the misunderstood martyr, and she is the tragic figure who didn't know how to value you. To admit that she simply despises you and is moving on with her life, that would destroy the pedestal of suffering you so carefully built for yourself. The underground man needs his wound to feel special. Without it, he's just a man, ordinary, and your vanity cannot stand being ordinary.
You always come back to that story.
Because it's your favorite story. But let's leave literature aside and focus on the data, as you people like to say. And the data doesn't lie. What about that story she posted? The one that said, "It's so good to be with someone who does more than the bare minimum."
It's her life. That doesn't mean she posted it to get at me.
Denial, the sweet opium of your generation. Let's analyze the semiotics of public humiliation, shall we? First, the timing, right after your breakup. Second, the content, someone who does more than the bare minimum, a direct, precise, surgical critique aimed at a guy she'd known for 2 days. Third, the audience, all your mutual friends who read that and knew immediately who she was talking about. She didn't post that for her life. She posted a public certificate of your incompetence as a partner.
That's just your interpretation. I chose not to let it get to me.
The cap was cemented to your head, my dear, and your choice not to wear it is the purest and most cowardly performance of vanity.
What are you talking about now?
You see, true pride, pride with a capital P, would have reacted. It would have been furious. It would have posted something 10 times worse or gone to confront her. Pride fights. It takes risks. Your vanity, however, your vanity is more sophisticated. It has a mortal fear of fighting and losing, of looking pathetic. So what does it do? It pretends to be above the game. It creates this persona of the unflappable man, the boutique stoic. It is not strength. It is the most elaborate damage control strategy to protect your fragile image. That's what irritates me about you, you know? You're choosing this defeated skin, this prostrated, failed persona, not out of humility, but out of pure arrogance. It's the vanity of placing yourself above the game because you have a mortal fear of not being the winner. You prefer the certainty of being seen as a poor thing to the risk of being seen as a loser. The poor thing gets pity, which is a twisted form of attention. The loser gets only contempt, and your fragile pride couldn't handle that.
You talk and talk and talk. But in the end, that's all it is, right? Words, a pile of hot air. It's easy to be the judge when you're not in the arena.
Arena? What arena? Your life? This isn't an arena. It's a kindergarten. And yes, they're just words, because with you, that's all I need. The impression I get is that I could stand up, humiliate you physically, and the most you would do is write a passive-aggressive post about it.
Why don't you try?
Try what? Is there any spark, any fury, any vitality under the cape of your stoic little boy persona? One of your favorite pessimistic Germans, Schopenhauer, believed the entire universe was moved by a blind, insatiable will, a primal force of wanting, of fighting, of existing. He thought it was a curse. I think it's a tool. It's what gives existence its flavor. And looking at you, I only see the main course without the seasoning, the complete absence of that will, a life without a pulse.
I have a good life. I have peace. By the way, you should try it too. Bothering others just because you were disinherited and cast out. By the way, you could really use a slap from some angel just so you don't forget that you are the defeated one here. Defeated. That's an interesting word. Yes, one could say that. But my defeat was a cosmic event that gave you all free will, the right to choose your own glorious miseries. My fall was a wager of epic proportions, and your peace, your good life, it's a silent, daily surrender. I lost a celestial war. You are losing the only war that matters, your own. Yeah. Everyone tells the story that suits them best.
Exactly. And your favorite story is that of the martyr who has peace. So, back to it. You don't have peace. You have a narcissistic paralysis.
What are you talking about?
I remind you of a character from an ancient Greek myth, Narcissus. But your case is even more tragic. He fell in love with his own reflection in the water because of its beauty. You fell in love with the reflection of your own tragedy. You look at your peace, at your inertia, and you see a beautiful story of silent resilience. You are so in love with this image of yourself, this stoic martyr, that you'd rather drown in your own inaction than break the water's mirror with a single paltry action.
Well, well, says the expert on Vanity. The creature that turned against the creator now wants to give me a moral lecture? Go on, you freak.
Ah, there it is. The lion that was trapped inside the kitten finally shows its claws. Go on. Unload on me the frustration and the truths you don't have the courage to say to your ex. But don't delude yourself, noble companion. My vanity has its prized souls that sit on the fence just like you. It feeds on fallen empires and perverted courage. But that's another matter. The great truth is that you are a disappointment. A whole life disguised in that shabby little excuse of, I don't like trouble.
I don't need to explain myself to you. Tell me, when you're old and choking on all the words you never said, on all the fights you never fought, will you ask my help to go back in time? I promise I won't help, but I will laugh. A lot. Because I will have been right from the very beginning.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
I will. One of us has to have some sexuality, right? And apparently, it won't be you. Yikes.
He screams. He curses. It's the only action he has left. The tantrum of a man who refuses to truly enter the arena. For him, and for so many of you who also prefer the safety of the bleachers, a final riddle to reflect upon in the silence of your peaceful lives. I look like a safe harbor, a warm embrace, but I am the rust that paralyzes the gears of your mind. In my name, you call cowardice prudence, and trade the battlefield for sweet decadence. What is the name of your comfortable coffin?